Hello, and welcome to another exciting episode of Way of the Brush. With me, your host, Kris, aka Mini Wargamer Kris, aka The Name Butcher, aka Hey You, Get Off My Lawn. Way of the Brush, the most informative 120 minutes on the internet on the wargaming lifestyle. We'll talk about painting, terrain, conversions, and everything under the sun. If you're a first-time viewer, we usually delve into a lot of painting talk, as well as a lot of what's under the sun, meaning no topics are barred. We'll talk about anything, absolutely anything. And of course, if you are attending live, you can ask your questions in the chat. And of course, you can always ask your questions, send them to Kris@miniwargaming.com. It'll be in the description below. And of course, you can always join me on wayofthebrush.com as well. And that'll give you the links to Discord and Instagram and the Twitter and the Way of the Brush store, where you can find yourself a nice fancy shirt. Because, the shirts will just make you absolutely look, fabulous, of course. I mean, every good painter out there is wearing one of these, Take my word for it. And, of course, you also find the links for Patreon, which, is really awesome. It's been fantastic. It has been really helpful in making improvements to the show and making things better. And, I'm always striving to make things better, make it more entertaining, and just all around improve the show. So I want to thank my patrons always for that. And of course, if you are brand new and you're attending live, you can ask your questions in the chat. And if I don't get to your question, the monkeys will. And the monkeys are very knowledgeable folk, and as folk go. And they some of them have been following me for a long time, and so they'll know a lot of the answers. And some of them are just clever and have done things differently. And so. You can take their advice. It's good advice. Speaking of monkeys, who's joining us today? We got Dark Commission. Hey, Kris and all. Nidfink. Hello, everyone. Hello, Nidfink. Ghost of Starman Deluxe. Greeting, monkeys and Monkey Lord. Ebb and Flow. Sup, everybody. Sir Peanut Butter. It's time, morning peeps. Anthony B. Greeting, friends. Remember shotgun beers. You know what? Like when you see this backdrop, I'm at the office, and there'll be no shotgunning of beers. Unfortunately, not while I'm at the office, just because basically Matt frowns upon it, so it won't happen. Now, mind you, he frowns upon it. Doesn't mean that I'll get fired over it, although I could very well. I don't know. That's not a button I'm willing to push, so we're not going to find out. Tavo, yay! Time to stop and watch music and tune into the monkey sounds. Zalnos, hello everyone. Greenleaf Train, oh my friggin' god, it's Kris, man, you're so cool. Can I be you? You can be me, Adam. You can be me. There'll be Chris Bello costumes at the local costume stores later this year. Basically all it is just a fat suit with a black wig, and that's all you need. Ram V, hey monkeys, hey Kris. The Welsh bloke, hey everyone. Aqua, there he is, hey monkeys. Sofa Bear, hey Kris, any tips for painting black power armor like Iron Hands or Horus Heresy Dark Angels? I do have a few quick tips. I did a series of like a year ago on doing the Horus Heresy chapters, and I did do Iron Hands and Dark Angels. Iron Hands, I believe I did them differently because the book kind of shows them like a metallic, and so I did them in a very dark metallic color scheme. But the Dark Angels, I do have tutorials on those models, beginning to end kind of thing. But I mean, like Iron Hands, yeah, the Iron Hands are like, because the Iron Hands in 40k, they're black, but the Horus Heresy Iron Hands, they have like, at least the way the art shows it, is they have like a dark metallic. And so that's the way I did them. And so, and the Dark Angels were black as well. And basically, I did them my favorite way, which is, Incubi Darkness, Sotek Green, that way. That's how I did them. Johnny Chop Chop, morning monkeys, let's do this. Old Man Logan, hey y'all. Ghost of Starman Deluxe, if you literally shotgun a beer, as in go outside with the beer and a shotgun and do some target practice. Yeah, maybe we will. Maybe we will. George Hints over on Twitch. Hola. David Vaughn, sup monkeys. Ebb and Flow, Sofa Bear. I think nowadays it's African American power armor is considered more polite? Because it's black power armor? Ebb and Flow is trying to be funny. Ebb and Flow does that, makes those kind of jokes all the time. And they do make me laugh. They do make me laugh. So, what's on today's show? Well, today we are going to be catching up on emails. So, I'm going to try and hammer through as many emails as I possibly can today because we've fallen a little bit behind. We didn't get to any emails last episode. Last episode was the special 200 episode. I was joined by Mini Wargaming crew, Steve, Josh, and Quirk. And, of course, Lee and Vito showed up, too, as well. It was a lot of fun. You know, basically we just talked. It's kind of what we do around here anyway. It's just, you know, except a little less curse words. We tried to tone it down just a little bit with the curse words because, yeah, you know, just a little bit. Mikey Egan. Triggered. George, Twitch video's acting up. Refresh. Always refresh. If the video's acting up, refresh. Looks fine to me. I don't see anything going on. Both videos look fine. I think, George, maybe you're freaking out. Yeah, so that's the plan today, is we're going to try and get through as many emails as we possibly can. So basically, this will probably be the email show. Anthony B, when I say shotgun beers, I actually don't mean to shotgun a beer right now, maybe later. Away from the office, in the comfort of your house. Yes, but definitely, well, see, the thing is, though, is most of the time I get a bottled beer. I don't do canned beer often. I don't know, I'm not crazy about drinking canned beer. I prefer it out of the bottle. Hell, even in a glass, you know, just in a glass, you know. Especially when it gets warm, it's nice in just the glass, because then I can just kill it. Because in a bottle, oh yeah, I can totally kill that. In a glass, even faster. In fact, because I've got like a great big maw, so like the bigger the container, the faster I can consume something. David Vaughn, black power armor sounds cool to me. It does sound cool, right? Black power. If you want black power, or you want black power armor, like black power armor, or just black power armor, like black power armor. We have to make some sort of distinction here. Because, I mean, you know, when you say black power armor, well, it's like black power armor, right? Or is it black power armor? What are we talking about? Mikey Egan, what's that fancy new way where you can just smash the can off your head and then chug it? Other than mild concussion. Yeah, no, you typically don't smash it off your head. Because usually you just kind of like, you just like key it and then you crush the can. Typically that's how I know shotgunning beers. You just, yeah, you know. I used to when I was younger, because I used to have some really sharp canine teeth, and I used to be able to bite right into the can, and it, yeah, kind of a Teen Wolf kind of thing, but anyway. Oh, you guys don't want to hear those stories. Anthony B, then you have to use the Lee method with the straw. The Lee method with a straw. I don't know what the Lee method is with a straw. Drink your beer through a straw? That's just how you get really hammered really fast. This isn't drinking 101 tips, people. Because I'm sure there's some younger people out there who have never had alcohol and they're like, really? Is that what you do? I didn't know that. And they're sitting there writing these things down. Oh, I can drink it through a straw. Really? No, I'm sure there's kids out there who know way more about how to consume alcohol than me. Ghost Starman Deluxe, must say I always find canned drinks that taste worse than their glass-clad equivalents, alcoholic or not. Yes, I would agree with that. I would agree. I mean, whether it's psychological or not, I just always feel like I can taste the can. I can always just taste the beer can when I'm drinking beer out of a can. I don't know. It's no good. It's no good. It's not going to happen. Glass doesn't transfer any flavors. Other than the potential of, you know, a chip bottle and drinking a little shard of glass. That's always scary. But I take the risk anyway. Mikey Egan, yes, we do. Yeah, so I mean, we're not going to get into this isn't going to be the whole how to consume alcohol show, because quite frankly, I don't know every way of consuming alcohol. Like, I don't know if it started as a joke or if people were legit doing it. Now, I've heard like legit people, taking alcohol right into the rectum, and then of course that amounts to butt chugging. And yeah, I don't know if that started as a joke, but then somebody said, let's do it for real, man. I don't know, but I know, like, I was watching one show. It was on Spike TV when Spike was still putting out shows, and it was like 1,000 Ways to Die, and this guy apparently took like a full 26er of like vodka, and he basically hooped the whole thing, and he died from it because he got alcohol poisoning. And because basically there's no filtration in your lower intestine, because food, it just gets absorbed, and so the alcohol was just absorbed into his blood, and it killed him. So don't do it, because there's no filtration. There's a reason why the food goes this way and not that way, because there's filters in place this way, no filters that way. So don't do it. Don't stick stuff in your bums, people. Please don't drink from your bum. Oh man, Cocking 555. Wait, the brush episode 1201. Anointing my brush, Monkey King. Anointed. That just, in the context of this whole conversation that you're saying that, I'm just what? Mikey Egan, that's episode 300. Mikey Egan, drinking with Kris. Dude, Vaughn, intravenous alcohol injection. Yeah, I don't know. Mikey Egan, 1,000 Ways to Die or Mansters. Yeah, it was one of those silly programs, and it was talking about how this guy was alcoholic basically, and he was gonna get fired from his job if the boss could smell alcohol on him, so he was taking it rectally, and yeah, don't do it. Just don't do it. The Welsh Blow, Kris, here's so crazy stuff on this channel, but alcohol in the rectum takes the biscuit and raised some eyebrows in my family. Yeah, well, I do apologize, but I did warn you guys all at the beginning of the show that no holds barred as far as where we'll go with this show. Really, there should be a disclaimer at the bottom of the screen that we may tread some strange waters. Dave Vaughn, ew, imagine consuming food the other way. Yeah, how would you chew it? I guess you just kind of gum it, really. Oh, I was going to pantomime something there, but I thought, no, not going there. Aldari Lamborghini, what life advice to tune into? Well, I know, and we're only, 10 minutes in, we're only 15 minutes into the show, and we're already way off track here. Oh, man. Johnny Shop, donation blood to have beer, fun day. Cool. And has there been anyone seen the South Park episode about that? Nope. George hints and the taste. Ghost Star Man Deluxe Biology 101, a public service now brought to you by Kris Bell. Old Man Logan, are you actually discussing alcohol enemas? Yeah, but saying enema would imply a flushing process. This is like straight up and hang on to her and just ride that wave kind of thing, right? Not that I know is what I want to stress here. It's not that I know. I have no idea. That's all theory as far as I'm concerned. Oh man. Dark Commission episode 201, starting on a low point. Yeah, basically. Ram V, I just started 1,000 Suns. Absolutely love the color scheme. Cool. I like color scheme too. 1,000 Suns, because it's kind of like 1,000 Suns with the blue, like the light blue and the gold. They go well, so well together. Blue and gold, like blue and yellow, go together so well. That's why you see it on like Ultramarines and Ultramarines. Where else do you see blue and yellow? I guess that's really it. because like Crimson Fist is a dark blue with a red, which is a good color scheme. You get Night Lords, which is a similar color scheme to Crimson Fist, which is a dark blue with the red. You know, what are some other blues color schemes? I can't think of any. But anyway, yeah, I agree. Thousand Suns, very cool color scheme. Matt Liguri, I love how quick we went from an all-email show to a show about sticking stuff in our butts. Yeah. Mikey Egan, episode 201. How low can we go? Anthony B, lowest of the low. Mikey Egan, fun fact. It's not the lack of filtration that does it, but I believe it's something to do with all the blood vessels or whatever in your bowels that is just overloads your system. Well, well, yes, in part it is because the intestines are for absorbing, right? But they go through your kidneys and liver before they go into the intestines, right? That's the stomach does all that, and it's got the kidneys and livers, and it's a whole filtration thing that goes on there, and then it enters and goes. So, yeah. Whereas coming around the other way, there's none of that. You don't have the liver, the kidneys, pancreas or anything like that. Nothing like that. Talking 555, episode 201. So drunk, I woke up with a painted army. Oh, jeez Louise. Dustin Reeves. Don't Eldar have blue and yellow? Yes. Oh yeah, Iandin and Altiok. Iandin and Altiok, right? Two great color schemes. One, they're basically the opposites, right? It's yellow helmet and blue armor, and the other one is blue helmet and yellow armor. But yeah, great color scheme. Eric Fountain, what did I walk into? Yeah, I wish I could tell you what you walked into. I honestly wish I could tell you. I wish I could tell you, what you walked into. I've got nothing. Mikey Ian, yes, I see what you're saying. My bad. Yeah, I'm learning so much today. Well, that's why we come here, right? We come here to learn. This is Way in the Brush is about learned people discussing learned things and becoming more learned. I can't pull out of that nosedive at all. It's just anyway. Other side, low point, best episode ever. Wow, that does not fill me with any confidence at all. That's just I don't know. So, I think to help pull out of this nosedive, I am going to do an email because, like I said, we've got emails to do. And so, let's do an email, headphones, turn them down or up or whichever, because here it comes. Email time. Email time. And of course, we always thank Guymere Alfer, aka Carl, aka Beer and Blood Bowl, for taking the time to create those little jingles for us that put a smile on our face and is a nice little segue into these little email segments. So again, thank you, Carl. Check him out, Beer and Blood Bowl. A lot of fun. Plays a lot of Blood Bowl. He loves the Blood Bowl. This is an email, and this is from Dark Commission. Hi, Mighty One. Here is my first foray into larger scale busts. I think it's pretty much okay, but I can tell that I can do much better. All CNC is most welcome, of course. Thanks, John, aka Dark Commission. P.S. As usual, it looks so much better with the naked eye than a photo. And so here, let's have a look at the bust. And I really like this. This is really nice work. And this bust, I imagine it's probably like, 4 inches high or so? Something like that. Maybe 6. But either way, really nice work on the eyes and the skin. I like the overall tone of it all. It looks really good. I like it. I think the fairly uniform highlights over the hair kind of pull me out a bit. I think that's really the only part that I would say is he supposed to be gray haired, or is that highlights on black hair, or or both kind of thing. I think having it fairly uniform across his head, I don't know, kind of pulls me out of something here. Because like I said, like it's a fairly uniform highlight that you've done here. Whereas, I'd like to see like a little bit more transition occur within the detail itself. So like say it started off darker and then got lighter out towards the ends. Started off darker here and then, got lighter down towards the ends. A little darker in the inseam here, a little bit bright, catches where the light catches, and then of course gets a little darker, and then it could get a little lighter again. All those kind of things. The eyebrows, I don't know if the eyebrows really need to be, what I mean? Like all the black hair, it feels fairly uniform, and, yeah. But regardless, I still think it's a really good job. The flesh is just really good. Nice and smooth. Nice and gradual highlights. I think the green could also come up a little bit more, or create that fake texturing of like a thread count on it, like kind of like how you get like this texture on the leather. Do that for like the cloth, just do like a series of lines, cross hatches, to simulate the thread count on his tunic or whatever it is he's wearing. Oh, that's really nice. That's really nice. Yeah, the weathering looks really good. Really good job, Dark Commission. Really good job. I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah, that's the only things I mean that would jump out at me right away is the overall uniformness of the highlights on the hair. I'd like to see a little bit more transition through the hair like that, just to give it a little bit more of a dynamic kind of look, where are we in the comments? Mountain Miniatures Gaming. I'm learneding. I'm learneding. Here we see Kermit Kris. Tavo, large bust for the win. Yeah. Dark Commission, it is 2.5 inches high. Okay, so yeah, he's a pretty big size then. Yeah, he's like, yeah, it's a good size. It's good work. Don't get me wrong. It's good work. Ramvi, if any of you monkeys, or maybe Monkey King, can relate, is the Duncan method good? Like spraying gold and then to paint the blues for 1,000 Suns. Yeah, I would. I've tried it and it worked very well. I actually did it for Gilliman. Way back when. I did it for Gilliman. John Grammaticus. Oh wow, is that a bust? Is that a model bust of Kris? If only I could grow a full beard like that. I can't grow a full beard. This face hair right that I have now. Okay, this is carefully cultivated over like a year and some, and this is as much as I get. Okay, like this stuff here, it's like you can count the hairs. I could zoom in and you could count the hairs that are all growing here. Like there's not a lot of hair, dude. I don't got a lot to work with. Clayton Tate, I'm sorry I missed episode 200, but I was playing an early morning game of Blood Bowl and got my first win playing Ogres. 2-0 versus Bretonnians. It was amazing. Awesome. Did you film it? Did you battle report it? No? Damn you. Oh yeah, Rent Cocking says it's also good for custodes. Ramby says thanks. Dark Commission, thanks for the CNC. Kris, I'm taking notes. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like it's not like you didn't do a bad job on the hair, but it just feels fairly uniform, right? It feels more like you went black and then you went like a darker gray and then a light gray and then dry brushed the entire surface in there, rather than using the tones to your advantage to create depth onto the face and everything like that, right? So, yeah. I mean, it's an easy fix. You can probably just go in with a black glaze and just push the color back a bit, just very gradually, just a couple glazes, you know, or whatever you want to do, or do another bust, call that one a win, and move on. That's also another option. Because I mean, as that bust is, I mean, like, there's nothing wrong with it, and you know, you want to display it, by all means, display it, man. It's a nice piece of work. I really was impressed with the flesh tones, how nice and gradual those were. That was nice. Ghost to Starman Deluxe. About to start work on converting a Killacan from a Sentinel. We'll definitely be using the Squashed Goblin from the Giant set. Cool. Clayton Tate, no filming. I was wearing gray sweatpants with bacon stains. Classy. Classy. That's classy, man. That is classy. Because I can totally see it. I can totally see Clayton sitting there. I've got a 2-up dodge. No, wait, he was playing ogres? I got a dodge on a 6. Alright. No more comments. Let's do another email. This one is from the Cawking 555. Says, low on emails, just some work in progress. Nights, something from Discord. Why the purple, you ask? You self, my friend, sees... Whoa, what? Why the purple, you ask? You self, my friend, sees in shades of purple. Whoa, that's a sentence. Let's have a look. This almost looks like it was made entirely of green stuff. Was this made entirely of green stuff? Or is that green paint? Oh, I can't tell. Very cool. Like the base. Some work in progress stuff. Oh, look at that. Turning. Very cool. They look really weathered. Like they look like they've been like acid rain for years. And the purpley cloak. Very nice. Be mindful of how thick your paint is as you're applying it. You're better off applying thin coats rather than thick coats. But otherwise, caulking looks good, looks fun, interesting. Mechanicus, all rusty, very cool. And yeah, the purples, yeah, definitely thin your paints down a bit and apply it. And yeah, you may have to apply more than one coat, but you'll definitely end up with a nice, smooth finish on that robe for when you do the highlightings and such. So yeah. Clayton Tate, also episode 201. There's no filter up this hole. Prawn Ham Dance. I was getting lonely on Twitch, so I jumped onto the tubes. Forgot it was Saturday. Dang, night shifts. Yeah, but I see your comments on Twitch, though. Prawn. Is that you, John? Is that you're saying you're John? Yeah, I mean, you know. I still see the comments. Dark Commission. I'm already working on the next bust. Chief Liam by Nuts Planet. That's a sci-fi dude. Send me an email. Because I like some of these busts, and I'm not really into like the World War II or some of the other kind of busts I see, but like the fantasy and like there's one sculptor I'm watching on Instagram. Oh, I can't remember his name. He's done some like really cool Cthulhu type stuff, and he does like ogres and goblins, and they're just very, very cool sculpts. And I'd like to pick up a piece from him. A really wonderful sculptor, details like out the arse kind of stuff, right? But yeah, Dark Commission, send me an email with links to where you're finding these busts, because I'd like to know. Prawn Ham Dance, I need to get my bust out. Con King, that was thinned 4 times. Interesting. Well, because it just at the ends of that one cloak, it just looked... Excuse me. Okay, yeah. So what you need to do is apply more uniform, because now I can kind of see the steps in the color. So you need to apply, more uniformly over across the surfaces. But yeah, no, I can see it now. That yeah, initially when I was first looking at it, I thought it was a rougher texture I was looking at. I didn't realize it was the steps in the color. But I realized this is a work in progress, and you're not done. And I realized that too. So carry on, please. Yeah, carry on. Bum 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 bum. Where am I? Voice of the Emperor. Afternoon. Have I missed much? No. No, thankfully you haven't missed anything. And I wouldn't go back to the beginning. Don't go back to the beginning. Oh my God, don't go back to the beginning. Just whatever you do, don't go back to the beginning. Or maybe you do. I don't know. Maybe if you're a sicko. Maybe you're some sort of weird sex pervert. I don't know, but. Prawnham Dance, you found my secret identity. Full Metal Haggis. Hi, Kris and fellow monkeys. Hope you're doing well today. Kris, do you ever lose the joy of painting? And if so, how do you get your mojo back? Excellent question. Have I ever lost it? I'd say it's dipped really low over the span. Because like I have been painting since about 88, 89, somewhere around that. And yes, there have been lows in my interest in painting and the hobby. Did I ever really get out of it? Not really. Did I get to the point where I just sold everything? No, I never got to that point. Because again, drawing and art is a big part of my life. Canvas work and stuff like that, and you know what I mean, and you know, some of the techniques I learned from that I put into miniatures, and some of the things I learned in miniatures I put into my canvas work, and you know, but yeah, like for example, in high school, when I realized how fun girls were, yeah, that's when I kind of, my interest in the hobby took a dip. When I started a family, you know, the resources weren't really there, so your hobby takes a bit of a dip, you know. Yeah. And then now working for Mini Wargaming, as far as painting is concerned, you know, like, yeah, it's tough. I'm always fighting painting burnout. It's a monkey on my back that's always right there. And he's, you know, and the only thing that I force myself to do is come up with new, different ways of doing something, or doing something I hadn't done before, or, you know what I mean? Trying to keep it basically fresh is what it is, right? So if you, for example, are at home and you're looking at your huge ass collection, you've got 10,000 points of Space Marines, and they're all sitting in primer, and you grab that first Marine. All right, we're going to start painting. And you get 50 models in, and you're like, oh my God, this is futile. I don't want to do this anymore. Take a break. Come back. Go do something else. Recharge, revitalize, you know. Maybe save some pennies, pick up an airbrush, you know what I mean? Things like that. Try something else and try something new and different, and you know. But otherwise, yeah, keeping that monkey at bay though, yeah, that's for me. It is always trying to keep challenging myself to do different things. When you guys ask me how do I paint black power armor, I try and think of a new way to do it every time I'm asked it. So painting black armor in Mini Wargaming's vault, there are many different videos on me showing how to do it, and that's just me trying to keep it fresh and keep it interesting, and I learn as well as you guys, because you know, sometimes I try something that I might not have tried before, different color combination or maybe a different technique. Now mind you, usually the techniques are not too extreme, because moving paint around with a brush it's been pretty standardized, you know, since the Middle Ages, since artists in the Renaissance were, you know, using brushes to lay paint down on a surface. I mean, you know, there's no new way of doing that. That's over, the last 600 years of humanity have got that one pretty covered, I think. So there's not really anything new there. But otherwise, yeah, I just try and keep things, fresh. I just try and keep things fresh. It's about all I can do, man. Where am I? Sure, Sir Peanut Butter. Hey, Kris, are the Scale 75 alchemy paints good as base paints? Thinking of using amethyst for House Orlac Knights. Yeah, definitely. I still would lay a black base down, though. But, I mean, they do cover on top of light primer. So if you just put the primer and you just put the metallic down, yeah, it'll cover just well. With something like amethyst, though, it might trick your eye that you might be seeing too much of the primer shining through a bit. And so you may have to apply a few coats to get a nice, smooth, even coverage. So just bear that in mind. Whereas if you do it on top of black, you can see where you need to, build up the paint a bit more, right? Whereas on gray, because amethyst purple is not really a deep, deep purple, it's actually kind of close to gray, so you might have a bit of trouble there. So just be mindful of that. Raziel is once again at work, but also here. Dark Dimension, I've another 4 to do: a Spartan, a Roman Centurion, a middle-aged Sioux Indian, and the 7th Dynasty Mayan Priest King. Cool. Voice of the Emperor, I am now intrigued. And now I'm intrigued. Clock King 555, Way the Brush, episode 201. Carry on, Monkey Son, and you can paint when you are done. That's clever. That was funny. That's a good one. I like that one, Clock King. In fact, I like that. And no joke, I like that one. Oh, come on. I want to copy it. Oh, this program won't let me copy that. Hold on. There it is. I'll get this. I'll get it. Okay, so Cocking, you win today. You win, buddy. You win. No, that's the wrong thing. I want something else. I want this, and then I want. Come on. Oh, it's being slow. And this, and then I click update. Updatey. There we go. Yes, very good. Yes. Good. Lost my program. There it is. Yeah, so Cock King, you win. Bravo. Good start. Bravo. Homabado. It's so fun to say that name. Homabado. Wow, look. Long time no see, Kris. Last time I tuned in, it was, I believe, was in June. How are you doing? Greetings, the guy with the funny name. Yeah. How am I doing? I'm doing good. I'm just chugging along, doing my thing, painting, teaching, enlightening, entertaining, maybe, sometimes grossing people out. I don't know, but either way, saying inappropriate things, being creepy. Yes, these are all things that encompass my personality. Prod Ham Dance. I was born in 88. Oof. Just a youngin'. Not really, but yeah. Sir Peanut Butter. So you're the transparent then. Alrighty, cool. Prod Ham Dance. Yeah, they look great, but prepared for at least 3 or 4 coats. Yeah. Not sure how they run through the airbrush, but then they seem thin enough so it works. Scale 75? Scale 75 is perfect for airbrush. It's excellent for airbrush. You don't even have to thin it down. I do, but you don't really have to. But you should. Ramvi, episode 201, there's a monkey on my shoulder. Tavo, finally getting started on a decent yellow on top of black. Doing hazard stripes on a drop pod doors. Had to learn the hard way to use lighter colors between those two. Yeah, if you're doing hazard lines, whatever the area is, do it yellow first. And then do your yellow highlights, stuff like that, and if you're going to weather it or whatever. and then lay out your black lines, and then fill those black lines, and then add the highlights to the black. It's better to do the yellow first than the black first. Do the yellow first, because then laying the black on top of the yellow is easy, rather than trying to lay yellow on top of black, which you have to do lots and lots and lots of layers, and that's really a huge pain. So don't do it. Do yellow first. And that often will require you to like redo the surface. Now, Avalanche Sunset will sit on top of most dark colors pretty darn good. You're better off thinning it down though, and then laying a couple layers of it down to build up a nice solid base, and then build on top of that. But otherwise, you're better off taking like, you know, a white or something and then put the light yellow down. Yeah. Prawn Hamden, secret trick to painting yellow: use orange to an airbrush. Yep. Clayton Tate, I've started going to tournaments with the Orc Index list. Wanted my list painted to my standard is great motivation. I painted more in 4 months than in 2 years previous, sometimes till 3 a.m. And that is a thing too, is taking part in local tournaments just to get your army painted, right? Because even then you might win something for your paint job. You don't have to win all your games. You might win something for your paint jobs. I mean, I go to the tournaments and I usually just come out with the best painted. I mean, my win-loss record isn't terrible, but I mean, you know, like, yeah, you know, but anyway. Yeah, no, that's Clayton. That's an excellent idea. Is, yeah, you know, like for some of you guys out there who, you know, got a lot of models and, you know, you want some motivation to get it going. Yeah, enter some local tournaments, and just who cares if you win or lose? It's just get motivated to get your army painted. Excellent advice, Clayton. Nick Dumont, Wayward Son, is the season over? Clayton, hey, love the classic rock ballad name. Voice of the Emperor, wandering from Scottish to Indian there. Oh, my voice was wandering around, yeah. Yeah, sometimes I don't know why. Sometimes I just play with the sounds of my voice and I just start doing voices. Don't know why. Just do it. I do too. I do it mainly to annoy my kids too, so. Because it really annoys them, especially when I start doing like a really high-pitched Kermit the Frog. Oh, yeah. Or when I start singing like the Mighty Mouse song. Anyway. Prawn Hamdance. Have the monkeys ever done a Google Hangout that I missed? I don't know. Have they? We don't do Google Hangouts, Prawn Hamdance. If you join us on Discord, which I don't know if you are on Discord with us, but a couple times we tried it, where basically we video conference, which was kind of like Google Hangout, but it's private. I mean, I could broadcast it if I wanted to, but it was, you know, video chat back and forth, and we were just all talking, and we were all just farting around doing stuff. And you know what? I'm thinking maybe today on Discord, maybe we'll do something like that today. Maybe we'll have a little powwow. Powwow? Yeah, we'll have a little powwow with everybody today on Discord after the show, because I got work to do today, and I was thinking of filming it, but I was thinking, maybe I'll just, you know, sit and talk with the guys, you know, like we usually do. Because usually after Way of the Brush, we go on to Discord, and we end up talking for a while, right? So, yeah. But anyway, maybe, I don't know. Maybe. Home about, oh, well, if you considered young when you were born in 88, then I'm not going to start about mine. Well, I was born in 75. So you guys can all work out how old I am. Tavo, yeah, coated the doors black initially, then got the bright idea of doing the stripes, and so here we are 4 layers later, and on to details, etc. Yeah, in the future, yeah, I would lay down like a white, or get Avalanche Sunset, which is a really good base color, and it covers very well on top of darks. But you got to do, like, thin it down just a little bit, and just do a couple layers, and yeah, you'll find you get a nice, strong, solid yellow there. Voice of the Emperor. Commission painting. I've done some of my mates, thankfully, with not much time pressure. Doing it professionally, how do you maintain focus, even if it's something that you don't really want to paint? Whew, man, again, I'm a horrible commission painter. I mean, I'm the last guy who should be giving commission painters advice. But I can only talk about my personal experiences as a commission painter, and then hopefully they go, well, geez, man, I'm not going to do it like Kris, because Kris absolutely sucks as a commission painter. I'm going to do it this way. And so basically I kind of serve my example as something that is probably what not to do, But yeah, if you're just doing it for your buddies, then yeah, and I mean, if you like the no pressure kind of approach, I probably would stick with something like that. But if you think you're ready to open your doors up to the public, then you really have to know how fast you can paint something. Because for you to make any money at commission painting is a fast turnaround. Okay, that's the only way you're going to make money at commission painting is taking the job and pumping it back out real fast and doing a job that they like. Also being very clear as to what kind of paint job they're getting, right? So you have to know what your levels are, what your price points are for those things, how long it's going to take you to pump out those models to the customer's specifications, to the customer's happiness, because that's all that matters. It doesn't matter if it was a crap paint job and you're like, oh my God, this is a crap paint job. And then you give it to the customer and they go, this is exactly what I wanted. Thank you so much. They're happy. That's all that matters. The customer is what matters. You know what I mean? Like your artistic integrity takes the bench, sits on the sidelines, waits this play out. You just are appeasing the masses at that point, right? So that's all you got to worry about. And that's all I really got for you, buddy. I mean, get yourself an airbrush. If you got an airbrush, get an airbrush. That'll help you. That'll speed your process up. Other than that, I mean, if anybody else is a commission painter out there who's successful at this game to the public, feel free to chime in on this one, because, yeah. Clayton Tate, my brushstrokes are strong with never a wayward hair. Are we gonna redo the whole song? Like, are we just gonna do the whole song? And because if we do, I might have to sing it. I did one for Cocaine Blues, Johnny Cash, Cocaine Blues. I did one, and I rewrote the lyrics, all kind of mini wargaming related. And I have not yet sat down and recorded it because I could not find the audio track for the music or anything like that for it without the voice, So not that I looked really hard, but yeah, I couldn't find one. I just typed it into Google, didn't show up. Okay, I'm not doing it. Prawn Hamdens. I will look into this thing you call Discord at work tonight, but I might have to set it up for next time. Yeah, just join us on Discord. I have Discord up all the time. Discord is up all the time. I even have it on my phone. Look at on my phone. Here, hold on. Come on. There we go. See right there, the bottom corner. Discord. Have it on my phone. I mean, so I can stay in contact with everybody. Because basically that's how we all talk. That's how I talk with all the monkeys. There's many different channels within it. Basically one's for questions, one's for just general kind of, silliness. I even have one in here for the Gim. It's a padded cell room where he can basically rant off about whatever the hell's going through his noggin. And we even have a trade channel in there. It's relatively new. A few monkeys brought it up, and I said, well, okay, as long as nobody screws each other over, I said, I'm fine with it. The instant anybody, messes it up, I'm going to be very disappointed. I'll be very disappointed. I'll be angry, in fact. I'll be angry. I'll be really, really angry if anybody screws over another monkey in my Discord. Yeah, they'll be banished, and I will lay siege to their online integrity. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Let's do another email. Because we can. Because we will. And we shall. Headphones. Email time. Email time. This is from Anthony B. Shotgun Beers, Kris. Here is my squad of Mephitic Blight Haulers, and one of my Plague Burst Crawler. Still have some small stuff to sharpen up on, but they are looking pretty good, I think. And I'm still pretty new to the hobby, but have about 6-7 months experience. Also, I am sending this from my phone, so advance apologies for the funky setup. And do I have pictures? I do have pictures. Excellent. 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 Wow, it looks like he shot this on Mars. Let's have a look at his... Hey, they look pretty darn good. Yeah, look nice and clean. You know, I mean, it's pretty straightforward, right? It's a base coat with a shade wash. Looks like a little edge highlight. Nothing, you know, too complex. But it's nice and neat. The color looks like it's where it should be. And you know what? The fun part is that you know, being new to the hobby and picking an army like Nurgle, where you're painting mistakes and stuff like that. Like, you know how, like, we have, say, for example, just a little, like, normally that looks like, you know, like the shade wash got away from you. But on Nurgle, it somehow still works. It's kind of like Orcs as well. Orcs are the same way. That even a rough kind of paint job still looks pretty good on the models. It still fits. And so, yeah, I think these look good. It's nice and clean, like the metal trim and everything like that. All his paint looks like it's where it should be. Looks pretty darn good to me, man. Is that Nurgle's rot all over the base, I assume? Just big puddles of it. See, he's got like he's like springing a leak every once in a while, but he's got like a full on. He's got like the runs or something. he's got some sort of infection going on. I can't stop going to the toilet. Very, very cool. I think another thing you may want to get into in the future is disguising and eliminating your mold lines and seam lines. I think that'll be your next step in your painting adventures, is getting those smooth surfaces like that. But that's only when you start getting really nitpicky. I mean, myself, I'm really nitpicky, and I mean, like, you know, it's not something that comes to you overnight. You know, it's something that you just gradually start building to. You know, like that kind of stuff. See, like the mold line that runs along there. You know, just it's minor. If these are for like gaming, then, you know, don't worry about it. But if you were going for, like, say, a painting award or anything like that, then, you know, yeah, you might want to take care of those things. But very nice. I like the color. Nice and neat. Color looks like it's where it's supposed to be. Very good. Got a bit of edge highlights going on. Man, I mean, like, it's a really good paint job. I'm digging it. Oh, was that it? Oh, that was it. Very nice. Thank you, Anthony, for sending that in. Very nice stuff. I think your painting looks just fine. I don't think, you know, don't overthink things. Just keep going at your own pace, and just, you know, keep doing what you're doing. You're off to a great start. Where am I? Go Starman Deluxe. Break the rules of the monkey trading, and the monkey lord will fling poop at you. Yes, I will. I'll do more than fling poop at you. I don't know what, but yeah. Anthony B, is there videos in the vault about mold lines and seam lines? Yes, there are. Have you ever watched the Miniature Painting 101 series? If you've not, I would definitely watch that series. I believe I go into some talk and demonstration on mold lines and such. Otherwise, pretty much any video in which I've shown the preparation of the plastic, I most likely will have shown how to get rid of some of those seam lines and stuff. Eric Fountain, I found a karaoke Cocaine Blues by Johnny Cash instrumental. Send me a link. Email it to me. Email it to me or send me the link. One of the two. Yeah, please. Clayton Tate. All right, sweet. All right, sweet. Like, is he calling me sweet? Is that what he's saying? Oh, like, all right, sweetie. Be sure to check out the Burna Bombas, the Garg Squigos, War Cop, and Orc Dreads from Forge World for some clever tricks. Cool. Voice of the Emperor, liquid green stuff is pretty good. Filling gaps, really small gaps. I like liquid green stuff. It's fine. But it's not very durable. You want something that's durable? Get yourself Vallejo's Model Putty. Hold on here. I've probably shown this once or twice on the show. My label's all destroyed, but this is Vallejo's Model Putty. This stuff is great. I've shown this in a few videos using that, and you know, you can use a spatula and just kind of apply it, and you can also use a brush, damp and smooth out and stuff like that, and blend it out. It dries rock hard. You can even take like a sandpaper and stuff like that to it and lightly abrade it, and it'll smoothen right out. It's really fantastic stuff. I've tried sanding liquid green stuff, and it just comes right off. It's exhausting. It's annoying. Vallejo's plastic putty is the stuff you want to get for filling in fine gaps or even some bigger broad gaps too. Of course, if you get some really broad gaps, you're better off just taking like regular green stuff, knead up a little bunch of it, and just flatten it in, just smooth it out, and fill that gap, and you're better off just that way. Of course, the other one is like Voice of the Emperor says, mold lines, use the back of the craft knife. That's another excellent one as well, because oftentimes I use for the plastic models the plastic glue, which is essentially an acetone-based product. It melts the plastic, and so they bond together. It becomes like basically a liquid weld kind of thing, or plastic weld. I often score the contact points so that there's deeper penetration of the glue, and so that when I press the parts together, they actually kind of squirt up a bit. And so all I do later to clean up that line is when that cures and that plastic rehardens, I just come back in with the blade and just blade that right off, and there's like no seam line. It's like invisible. It's gone. It's like the plastic was one kind of thing. Johnny Chop Shop. Kris, what is best way to open scale 75 paint the dropper bottle? The nipple. The best way is if you have where the hell's my tool? Hold on, I'm looking for my tool. Now this thing came with one of my sculpting sets, and basically it's like a little poker. You could probably use like a fine finishing nail, maybe the tip of the thumbtack. Probably the tip of a thumbtack is probably just enough to do it. But I often use this thing just because I can go really far down the neck of the bottle, and often when I just draw it out, then I just wipe the tip off, and off I go. But yeah, this is often what I use. It's also for if anybody messes up my glue bottles, I use it to undo my glue bottles as well. Prawn Hamden's Vallejo plastic putty with a soft clay shaper for the win. There you go. Excellent advice. Clay shapers basically just silicone tipped like brushes that have like different shapes in them, round, some have like square shapes in them, and really if you're doing a lot of conversion work with like green stuff, you definitely should pick up a set of clay shapers. They come in 3 hardnesses. I definitely would recommend the gray, which is the mid softness, black being the hardest and white being the softest, and gray being the mid. And so I definitely would prefer gray because it has a bit of give, but it's still firm enough that you can push the green stuff around, or the modeling putty. Eric Fountain, send it to Facebook. Cool. Voice of the Emperor model putty. I'll put that on my list. Yeah, Vallejo's plastic putty. It's not like liquid green stuff. Liquid green stuff shrinks when it dries. Plastic putty it'll like you can sculpt with it. You can sit there and make a shape and it'll dry and it'll harden in that shape. It doesn't shrink. It just does what you want it to do. Clayton Tate, Ramvig, Way the Brush is how I get painting Saturday morning. I'm working on 2 orcs with double big shooters at the moment. Cool. Clayton, I think I still have that orc that I was going to paint for you. So I'm still going to need like a shipping address from you if you want me to send it to you. I'm almost done the model. I know. I just got to finish his base and then that's it. And I'm because I remember a long time ago you asked me if I could paint up an orc for you. It's always been on my to-do list, and the model's actually done. I just got to finish the base, and that's it. And so I'd like to, fulfill my promise that I was going to do you one. David Vaughn, is green stuff the same as milliput, or are they used for different things? Green stuff and milliput are different things. Milliput dries with a harder consistency, and so it actually is used for like getting much finer, harder edges on shapes, whereas green stuff it is quite variable on how, and even when you mix it with more hardener, it still has a bit of give, whereas milliput dries very, very firm. Dry is not the right word. Cure, when it cures. Clay Tate, I'll send you the shipping address and the favors wink after the show. Yeah, please. Alec Hislop. I am advocating for Kris Bella Way the Brush. These commenting in this video and others defined by my main camp. The way my main camp indicated, my main camp is my main spirit guides. What? I am advocating for Kris Bella Way the Brush. Those commenting in this video and others defined by my main camp, the way main camp indicated, my main camp is my main spirit guides. Thank you. Alex, you're throwing me off there, buddy. Throwing me off. I don't know what you're talking about. Ramby, I'm struggling with my Rubik's. So many details. Need super thin brush. Have you tried the gold and then laying the blue on? Because initially I was thinking, like for the Rubik Marines, is laying the gold down and then taking Flow Aid, thinning blue down just a bit, and then just like basically daubing in the sections, and so it just fills in those little blue sections. You might have to do it once or twice, but it feels easier than trying to work your way in through the details and stuff like that. Whereas if you just hit it and let it sit, let the blue sit within the recesses, like the armor should, it should work, right? Voice of the Emperor. I'll have some of what Alex is having. Yeah, it sounds like Alex might be I don't know. Maybe tripping. I don't know. Karsten Rowe. Anyway, I have seen a guide or video somewhere. They mixed sprue and I think plastic glue together to make a plastic putty. Sorry, I had to pause. You had to move on from this topic. Yes, I have seen something similar as well. Taking styrene plastic and adding it to plastic cement to make a little slurry as a gap filler. I have seen that one as well. And I've been meaning to try it myself. I just haven't gotten around to it. But yeah, definitely. It's definitely something to consider as well. It's the only thing I'd be concerned about, though, is that if you have the two parts joined and you have that little gap and then you lay your little slurry down, I'd be worried that if you didn't have that right balance of glue, that glue would actually increase the melting. You know what I mean? You'd just be adding more acetone to that surface. And I don't know if you'd want to do that. But I'm sure that if you probably oversaturate it so that it becomes really thick, but it still stays like, because it almost looks like melted marshmallow. That's how it looks like. It looks almost like consisting of melted marshmallow. And that should be pretty good to work with, I would think. But yeah, I don't know. Alec Hislop, for a reason. For a reason. That's what I said, Alex. That's exactly what I was saying. No, I hear you now. I hear you. I didn't hear you a moment ago, but now I hear you. Prawn Ham Dance. I think he means that if he was to cast a patroness, it would be in your image. Okay. Is that what he's saying? I don't know what he's saying. But either way, thank you. For a reason. That's what he's saying. He's saying for a reason. I'm sorry, Alex. But for a reason. I agree. I mean, Alex, you're kind of freaking me out, buddy. Have I worked with Scale 75? Yes, I have worked with Scale 75. I love their colors. I have, see right there in that paint rack? That's a whole bunch of Scale 75 colors. And I have two, oh, jeez, Louise. Oh, I'm sorry, no, not this case, but I got this case full of my metallics. My metallics are all sitting here because I like giving them all a good shake. Listen. And so, yeah. And before anybody asks, what are those cases from? Those are from Reaper's Master Series. Before anybody asks. But yes, I have worked with Scale 75. I like Scale 75. Scale 75 is really good paint, in my opinion. Their metallics are just awesome. That's the reason why I became a fan of Scale 75 was their metallics. I wish Scale 75 would put out more auxiliary products like thinning mediums and flow improvers and metal mediums and just more mediums, just more additives that go along, more things to auxiliary type products for the paint line. I wish they put out more because I really would fully use their products. The colors going great. I mean, like, they're so nice and smooth. Yeah. No, I like their paint line. It's a really good paint line. I recommend it. Anybody who asks, I recommend it. Alex, you really dig them? Yeah, I'll bet you do. Prawn Ham Dance, nice rack. Alex, favorite color to work with in paints? Red. I love red. One of my favorite shades of red is Mephiston red. Mephiston red, that deep, saturated, darker kind of red. Like, it's not... there. Let's see, it's going here. Yeah, that's going to... No. Yeah. See, my Games Workshop. That's Mephiston red. This is Evil Sun Scarlet. Evil Sun Scarlet? Yeah, Evil Sun Scarlet. So this is often what I would refer to as a mid-tone red. Now, Scale 75 puts out a color that is almost between the two. Okay? If you can kind of see. That is Antares red. Antares red? Yeah, Antares red. And in fact, it can almost go in between those two colors. Almost. The camera's not really showing it that well, but you can see it's still closer to this color than it is Mephiston red. And Scale 75 has another color, fuchsia, okay? But this has too much magenta in it. See, that fuchsia, it's got too much magenta. And it's not dark. It's not a deep dark red like that. I wish Scale 75 had that red. But I mean, all you got to do is mix a bit of brown into this, and you'll get Mephiston red. It's not like, oh no, the paint line is completely pooped and blah, 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 But Mephiston red is probably my favorite shade of red. It's a deep, dark, rich shade of red. And I really, really like it. And red's one of my favorite colors. Red. Clayton, Kris, you should get another case like that full of paint. and you could do a Wargamer CrossFit video series. A Wargamer CrossFit video. I don't get it. You mean like a workout thing? What is that, a fat joke? Is that what you're saying? Is that a fat joke? Brendan Connie. Hey, I finally caught a live Way the Brush Found You channel a few months back when I started collecting 40k. Any tips for a budding Eldar player? Get those get started boxes. Man, these are fantastic. Oh my god. Oh my god. I bent over to get this. Because basically, get one of these boxes. Start off with one of these. These are fantastic deals. You get 2 Wraith units. No, 1 Wraith unit. Sorry, 1 Wraith unit. A Farseer, a Walker, and a Wraith Lord. Okay? Really fantastic. Wraiths kick ass in this new edition. They're really solid troops. And of course, you can always get one. And the thing is that the price point, like I get them for 100 Canadian. That's what these retail for in Canadian. That's a deal because you're basically getting like 2 of these things for free, essentially, is with one of these. And I love it. And so I love it so much, I bought another box. That's how much I love my stuff, my Eldar, is I bought 2 boxes of this stuff. And the only reason I stopped at 2, because I don't need that many Farseers. That's the only reason I stopped there. But otherwise, yeah, I probably would have picked up another box or 2. Just for the Wraith units, the Wraith Lords, the Wraith Guard. You know, so, yeah. Who asked that question? Oh, Brandon. Yeah, Brandon. Yeah, so I would get those. And I think really the first thing you want to do, like if you're just starting out as an Eldar player, is make sure you have your codex. Get your codex first. That should be always the first thing. Get your codex. Get one of them get started boxes. Or 2. Get yourself... Oh, man, I mean... It's what kind of army you want to do. I mean, like... Eldar can do just about anything. They can play elite heavy. They can play tank heavy. They can play on foot. They can play elite troop on foot. They can play fast and mobile bikes and stuff like that. They can play Death Star. They can play, you know what I mean? They can play psychic heavy. They can play troop heavy. They can, I mean, there's nothing Eldar can't do. Eldar can be any of those kind of armies. And they're all fluffy. They're all within the lore of the background. And that's the fun part, is that they're all very fluffy. So, you know, Eldar, for me, and I mean, like, I have a crap ton of Eldar, and I'll keep getting a crap ton more Eldar. I mean, I even have, like, my super heavies and flyers all up there, more tanks and stuff. So, yeah. I likes me some Eldar. Clayton, Kris, in Vancouver, CrossFit is huge, so we work downtown, hauling 50-pound weights upstairs, and besides, us people are paying a CrossFit trainer to do the same thing. I love CrossFit jokes. Okay. Brandon, I've been looking at them all right. The Wraiths are a needed addition. I have very little melee. Thanks for the advice. And it's pronounced like coin. Oh, okay. Brandon, coin. Coin. Okay. Coin. Tavo, how good are Warwalkers on the table? They look a bit silly in my opinion. Wraiths units are dope though. Yeah, but nobody can spit out more firepower than a unit of Warwalkers for their price. They're pretty darn good. They're a cheap little gun platform solution, and yeah, you know, you need to spit out a lot of firepower. And also too is they had I don't have my codex handy. Do they still have infiltrate? They had infiltrate or outflank, so they got a free move, which gave them, you know, a bit more mobility. They're good. Warwalkers are good. Everything in the other codex is good. I don't think there's anything in the codex that you go like, oh, I'd never take that. Everything's good. Everything has a purpose. Nothing in there. Oh, sorry. I'm fighting off a sneeze. Nothing in there that says, you know, oh, that's crap. I'd never take that in a million years. You'll never see that on tabletop. Everything in there is good. Now, does everything see time on the table? Not really, but doesn't mean it's bad. Just, you know, certain situations. I mean, if you play a more casual, kind of open kind of games, yeah, you can take anything in Eldar and you'll have fun with it. And it'll give your opponent a headache. But if you're playing, like, if you're doing a lot of tournament type stuff, or you're playing very competitively, then yeah, you're going to see some pretty, you know, similar lists amongst Eldar players. Personally, myself, I have a Warlock Conclave. Full 10-man unit of them. And it's fun. It's a lot of fun, and it's a big headache for people. If you watch the last video with Steve, Mountain Miniatures Gaming, I play Steve, and I brought my council against him. And, yeah. It took his entire army of just firing at it to whittle it down. And it was still there at the end of the game, just not as strong. But yeah, it was fun. If you can get yourself a Seer Council, if you want to be that guy, get yourself a Seer Council. On foot, but on bikes is better. Because it's got more shots. It's got 4 shirking catapult shots. I mean, come on. They got 4 shots. They give them spears. They can throw their spears at stuff. Then they can charge in, fight 2 more times with spears. Why not? Alex, you are one of my favorite artists. I remember looking at your techniques in regards to painting miniatures when I picked up Warhammer not long ago. You are a master, and so is your process. Well, thank you, Alex. It's quite a compliment. Thank you. Ebb and Flow. Kris, where's Gim? We need him. Gim's off doing Gim things, man. I don't know. Gim's in Ottawa, dude. That's like an 8-hour drive away from me, man. I have no idea. Like, if I could always hang out with Gim all the time, I'd be hanging out with Gim. Like, if I lived near Gim would always be right here. Like, at the end of the intro video, you see him just popping up, half-assed, naked. That would be Gim all the time. Except he'd probably have like one of those ball gags in his mouth or something, just to shut him up. Mountain Miniatures Gaming. There he is. There, Steve. Storm Guardians, Kris. Storm Guardians. Go all Storm Guardians? Yeah. Storm Guardians are good. I've taken them. I mean, they're not like, you know, game-winning things, but I mean, like, Storm Guardians backed up with the Warlock or 2, with the Avatar. I mean, Avatar backing up any foot trooper is awesome. Because, I mean, you can give them flamers. Well, you can give them 2 flamers or 2 Melta, with, you know, if need be. The other thing is, I don't like how they skewed their units. They went from like 10 to 20, and they just made them, I think, what, 10 to 15 or just 15, something like that. It's like, what's that about? I don't know why they changed that squad size like that. But anyway, Storm Guardians. Yeah, I've taken the Storm Guardians, and the Storm Guardians are fun. Maybe next time we'll have to take. Maybe next time we play, I'll bring like Guardian spam. Maybe I'll just take all Guardians. Just to, you know, just to show people Guardian spam fun is fun. Spam fun is fun. Yeah. Anyway. Clayton Tate, Storm Guardians, and weapon platforms. Yeah, weapon platforms. But I mean, because weapon platforms are more like more static kind of gameplay. But again, it goes to my point that the Eldar can play any which way they want. If they want to play in a static gun line kind of thing, they have the units that can do it. If they want to play mobile attack force, they've got the units that can do it. They want to play on foot, they can do it. They want to play all tank, they can do it. You know what I mean? Eldar army can do anything. The Eldar can do anything. How well it does those things is debatable, but I mean, you know, they can do it all. You know what I mean? Ebb and Flow. Kris, I mean to counter all the Xeno talk. Oh, having Gim here to counter all the Xeno talk. I got you. No, because I'd have Gim here, and he'd have the ball gang in his mouth, and he'd be and, you know, he wouldn't be talking. And so, you know, because I'd say Eldar are the greatest, and he'd go and what kind of cogent argument is that? It's not. You know, you're not going to go into a courtroom and enter your testimony and, sir, yes, what did you see on the night of the 11th? Did you see so-and-so doing this? And you go, they're not going to enter it in court. It's not admissible, right? So there you go. I mean, unless Eldari has some opinion on that, because I know the young man is going to be a lawyer, but I mean, yeah. Clayton Tate, my Eldar buddy shot 29 Storm Boys off the table and tanked 56 out of 58 wounds thrown on his weapon platform squads, but I killed his Rangers, so yeah, take that. Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. And heck, for Eldar, man, it's not hard to make things unshootable for Eldar or for orcs, because they're 5/6 to hit most things, right? And Eldar can easily get -2s to hit off some units, and that's just a nightmare for orcs. Like a Hemlock, like if you don't have any Storm Boys or anything with fly, and he's got a Hemlock flying in your lines, and he's putting up something like Conceal, or he's using that stratagem for the -1, you're never shooting the thing. Tavo. Okay, I'm a 100% casual player. Guess that's why I have so many Dreadnoughts and Terminators. Sure, why not? Buy all the units that you want. Aaron here in the office has a collection of Dreadnoughts, just Dreadnoughts. Various chapters and various models and form, and you know what I mean? And why not? Sure. And the beauty part about this version of 40k is that army is perfectly legal to throw onto the tabletop and play. And that's what I really, really love about this version of 40k right now, is that we can play anything we want in open play, right? In match play, it's a little bit more restricted, sure, because you're kind of throwing down old fisticuff kind of style. But if you're playing open play and you're playing a scenario and you're playing just for fun, for giggles, which is why we play the game, right? We're supposed to be playing for giggles most of the time anyway. Me personally, I mean, I'm a bit more of a competitive player, but, not really. I don't get worked up in all the metas and stuff like that, so I just throw down. Because, I mean, like, even like when people start going on about probability, dice probabilities, well, if you have this so many units and this many things, then the probabilities should be this. So this thing should be better than that. Should be is not the same as definitively is better. And when you throw down on the table, your dice probabilities go out the window. It doesn't matter until you roll them dice that the outcome is determined, right? And when you're playing competitively, the outcomes are very, very important, right? Because that means that someone's going to move on, someone loses, somebody falls back, and you know what I mean? And so, that's what really matters. Now, yeah, you can make your decisions based on probabilities, but it's a small factor. I mean, I live by the words "fortune favors the bold." I live by those words, and so I'll always play the odds against something. Just because sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Who cares? It's a game. It's just fun when it does, because then people go like, "That shouldn't have worked. That you had to. I threw everything out there, and it never." You know what I mean? And yeah, sometimes it happens. Nothing you can do about it. Doesn't matter. Let's do another email, because we have to. Headphones. Email time. Email time. And of course, we always say thank you to Guymere Alfer, aka Carl, aka Beer and Blood Bowl, for writing those jingles and creating them and giving us a smile every time we hear them. Again, Beer and Blood Bowl. Check them out. YouTube, that's the channel. They play a lot of Blood Bowl. It's a lot of fun listening to them banter amongst each other. I mean, especially for this North American ear, because to me, they sound like right out of a Guy Ritchie movie. But anyway. This is an email from Zach, aka Eldari. Oh, hail, greatest of monkey lords, the lord of the brush and the monkeys. Attached are a few pictures of my Kitbash discernment model that I showed you at Adepticon, but I figured I'd show all the monkeys who watched the show. Feedback is always appreciated. Cheers, Zach, aka Aldari Lamborghini. Don't ask me what kind of accent that was supposed to be. And so he showed me this. I don't think he had the banner on it. Or maybe it did. I don't know. Really good stuff. I like this conversion. Really nice base. It looks like two Farseer bases put together. Or, yeah. That's not like a stock base. I think that's two of them put together. But anyway, really cool. I like the freehanding on the banner. Really nice. Like the sword. Nice effects. Nice blend there. Nice freehanding on the tabard. Very cool. And it's a sermon. You can't deny that this is not a sermon. You can't say. It's an Eldar guy with a big cloak, 2 shuriken catapults on his wrists with a big sword, and a big Dire Avenger plume on his head, and a big banner pole. You can't say that's not a sermon, because it is. Go ahead, I dare you. Ooh, look at you got a spaceship on the back of that. Oh, look at that! He even put a little spaceship on the back. Look at that. Pretty clever. Really nice work there, Eldari. Very nice. Awesome stuff. Thank you for showing that off. Really great. What do we got here? What do we got? Mad Hoser, Kris, what webcam did you use again? What? It's a Logitech 922, I think. Matt Hoser, there's some crazy 1-second rewind loop going on Twitch. Well, I don't know. Everybody said Twitch was acting a little funny earlier, so I don't know. Couldn't tell you. Ebb and flow. I always chuckle when folks start opinion about dice probabilities and averages on rolls. I want to tell them to take a college statistics class and hand them a graphing calculator. Yeah, exactly. You know, I mean, everybody, you know, acts like they're some sort of freaking math whiz when we start talking about dice probabilities, but no, it's a far more complex subject than that. Not the kind of homework I want to be doing, so I usually just delve into just, okay, well, the odds are mostly in my favor here. I'll make that decision and I'll go it. Works out, fails, nothing you can do. Again, because, you know, it's all determined by the dice outcome, right? You know, I've seen those dice. If I had 5 dice, I've seen them all come up 1s. You know, seen them all come up 6s. You know, it's just luck of the day. Brandon, I'm Irish and the leprechaun accent needs some work. It was a bit of a leprechaun, wasn't it? Just a bit of a leprechaun. Always after me, Lucky Charms. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so let's do another email. I'm sorry, I'm getting kind of distracted by some of these questions here. This one is another email. This is from Steam McDemon. I always love saying that name. Steam McDemon. It's fun. This is his 125th scale Chevy Camaro barn find. Greetings, Brushmaster. Meister. I have taken a break from the usual military models to build my first car. My friend once said that he'd love to see me make a barn find style muscle car. So, as his birthday was coming up, I took the challenge and went for it. I've made some modifications to the kit, but I'm especially proud of the spoked rims, which I made myself out of fishing line, really, and used hairspray over the rusty base coat so I could chip the yellow and black stripes off. After that, the weathering was achieved with oils, enamels, and lots of pigment powders. The model took me about 40 hours to complete, and it has a couple imperfections, but I'm happy with it anyway. All the best, Steve McDemon. Now, this is very fun, and this is the kind of stuff I love showing off, is the other kind of stuff where we apply miniature painting to other kind of projects, especially projects like this. Now, this, holy crap, this car looks beat up. The things you find in barns. Yes, definitely is weathered. The glass, the smokiness on the glass I really like. I want to see these wheel spokes because he said he made them himself. I have to see these now. The weathering's really nice. Would streaking been inappropriate? You know, just a couple points where you got like the rust kind of running down kind of thing. I don't know. That looks really good. The front shot there. That looks... For a second, that almost looked like I was looking at a really beat up piece of car. The headlights. How they're just like... You can still see their glass, but they're still just really smoky and messed up. Yeah, that looks really good. Yeah, I see the stripe he pulled off the back there. Okay, so, oh, wow. So he redid these spokes himself with fishing line. That is amazing. Steve McDemon, I am thoroughly impressed that you would do this on 4 tires. That's what I'm impressed with, is that you would do this on 4 tires. That's awesome work, man. That's just really freaking impressive. Look at that. Yeah, that looks really, really cool. She looks beat up. You know what would have been good for a giggle? Is like a crack on the windshield or something. Because I was looking at the taillights. The taillights looked a little pristine. And I was thinking that a cracked taillight or like a corner of a taillight missing or something like that would have been good for a laugh, you know. Just to add a bit of scaled realism again, you know. The weathering looks really good. It looks beat up. It looks neglected. How dusty and dirty the chairs look. The glass. I like the smokiness on the glass. Really, really awesome stuff, Steam. That's really, really great. That almost makes me want to do a car kit. Almost makes me want to do a car kit. And I was at Hobby Lobby the other day, or last week, and I was looking at the car kits, and I was like, because I was also looking at an A10. I was thinking about an A10 as well. I was like, oh, an A10 would be kind of fun, just like a diversion. But the thing is, though, is that I realized, and what snaps me out of it, of course, is that the wife reminds me that I have a bunch of kits downstairs. I have a bunch of Bandai kits I still have to get done too. So, yeah. But thank you, Steam, for sending that in. Awesome work. That's fantastic. That looks great. Where are we in the comments? I don't know. Evan Flo at Steam. Awesome. Time for you to start playing Gaslands. G Squared says the car is incredible. I agree. Eric Fountain. Wow. Very jealous. Dr. Zantos. By Magnus. That's awesome. Mill Amber. That looks like somebody shrunk an actual car. It does. Well, that one angle, like the front angle there, that almost looked like a shot of a real car. Where was it? Yeah, that was this one. Like that. Like at first, I was like, "Oh, that looks like a real shot," and I was like, "No, that's a damn picture of a model." Really good stuff, though, man. Really good stuff. And to go back a couple pages to the question of fighting pain or burnout, that's the other thing. Is do other projects. If you're doing like a bunch of wargaming models, go do a model kit. Go do something else. You know, because the miniature painting, we're often expressing ourselves through our painting and our efforts, right? And we're also trying to relax and stuff like that. And sometimes, you know, if you can't sit down and relax and paint, you know, oftentimes it's because you have other stuff going on in your life, and maybe you just kind of you're just not stimulated by your current project. And doing something like a model car kit, something like that, and applying your knowledge of what you have for wargaming, especially if you've never done model kits before, and you apply it to that, you might have a bit of fun. Or even doing just entirely different things for model kits, you know, is also another one. So, yeah. Dark Commission, great car. If you do another, try flattening the tires. Interesting idea. Flattening tires, giving them a bit more realism there. Now, I remember from those car kits, those tires actually have a bit of rubberiness to them. How would you deflate them? Heat them up? Like heat them up a bit and then just kind of compress them a little bit? You'd have to compress it just on the one side. Because the top would be fine, but the bottom would have a bit of a bulge, right? Is that how you do it? I don't know. Anybody out there, model car guy, know like how you make like the car kind of bulge on the tires? That didn't sound right, does it? Let's go to. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. I'm just double checking, make sure everything's still running fine. Everything's still running fine. Everything's 5x5. Aliens 5x5 in the pipe 5x5. Let's do another email. This is from Ronnie Sugden. Hello, great monkey master. I guess the email I sent forward did not go through, so here is the second attempt. This is my new Stormcast army. What do you and the monkeys think? I use skill 75 emerald alchemy for the armor and ceramite white wash with Reichland flesh shade for the dragon's skin and white parts. Thanks, Ronnie. Oh, look at these. Look at that. Look at those bases. Immediately, I looked at the bases. I was like, oh, look at those bases. But look at the armor. Look at the armor. And the white of the armor. Very interesting. It's like a bone. It's a nice contrast between the metal of the armor and the bone. It's a nice little bit of contrast. I really, really like those bases, though. That is really, really cool. That's a really nice touch. Yeah. Damn, that looks cool. Good call on the guns too, making them that dark brown, almost like they're wood, like an oak or something like that. I'm not really a wood guy, but I'll say oak. Yeah, look at that, Ronnie. That's really cool, man. These are eye-catching for sure. Yeah, that's really nice. I like the armor too. I really like the armor. I like the overall color scheme regardless. I mean, it's just... Damn. Look at this stuff. The bases are just too damn cool. Oh, look at these dragons. Oh, they look really cool. And I like that you kept the color scheme very simple across the entire model. You didn't overcomplicate things, which I like. Because oftentimes, especially on big characters like this, that you can end up, with multiple colors, this and that, and effect, and it becomes sometimes a jumbled mess. And I like that you kept it very, the armor's the same, cloth elements the same, the dragon's skin, and then these like leather straps are all the same, and yeah, it's very cool. Damn, dude, these are awesome. Nice and clean, not overly complicated, man. You got the job done. These things are playable. You're on the board. You're playing the game. You're in the game. You know what I mean? And you got a great looking army. What more can you want? What more can you want? What more can you want? Fantastic color scheme. Bases are all done. They look freaking awesome. You kept things simple and you got your army done. I mean, well, at least I assume most of your army's done. But you're in the game. And I say congratulations and bravo. Excellent work. Dark Commission says best Stormcast I've seen. And I would agree. I would agree with that sentiment. Ebb and Flow, so much cooler than the typical gold Stormcast. And I agree. Sir Peanut Butter, purty. Jabba's left nut. Did Jabba even have nuts? He's a big slug. Would he have nuts? I don't know. Anyway. What was I talking about? Hi, Chris. Thinking of painting a Space Wolf army, but don't like the traditional color scheme of pale gray blue. Would like to go darker, but still within the theme. Any ideas? Thanks. Have you thought of doing them like their pre-heresy scheme, which is basically a true gray? There's no blue gray in the heresy scheme. They are, if you took black, and added white to it. And that's it. And that's their scheme. It's a pure gray. You could go with a pure gray, and you would not be out of place, even with modern Space Wolves. Because, again, modern wolves are full of heresy, and who are they to judge anybody on the color of their armor? I have a friend back home, way back when, his Space Wolves, they're all yellow. His armor was yellow. Why not? Nothing in the rulebook says they can't. Just looks a little weird. But nobody's saying you can't. Paint whatever colors you want. But yeah, I'd go with a gray. Okay, so if we're talking gray, let's say you start them off with a base coat of... You could probably go with a Mechanicus Standard Gray. Give it a light shade wash. Like take Eshin Gray and do a recess shade on the model. Or take Eshin Gray and thin it down to a shade wash and apply it to the model. Or apply it like a recess shade, either or. I wouldn't go with non-oil, because non-oil will just push it really far. I mean, for like knee joints, stuff like that, you could probably go with non-oil, but otherwise, I wouldn't go with non-oil. And then give it a light dry brush of, what's up from Mechanicus? Dawnstone or Administratum. Probably go with a very, very light dry brush of Administratum, just to catch the edges, and be done. And then, of course, put the orange and red elements on the shoulder pads and the hair and, you know what I mean, stuff like that, and it'll look fantastic. You've probably seen pure gray wolves before, but I would recommend that. If you're tired of blue-gray Space Wolves, go with just gray Space Wolves. If you want to stay kind of traditional. Dr. Xantos, what more can you want? Winning some games? Yeah, but I mean, that's the universe balancing itself out, right? I mean, if you're winning at painting, you can't always win your games. If you're losing at painting, you're probably going to win more games. You know what I mean? Like, think of it in those kind of terms, that the equation needs to balance itself. And so if you're not winning a lot of your games, it's probably because you're probably way better on the painting game than, you know, most people, right? So try to think of those terms. It helps. It's not based on any kind of fact or anything like that. It's just something to help you make you feel better about your poor luck. The voice of the Emperor. You could go for a darker blue-gray. The Fang is the GW color, I think. Yeah, well, the Fang is often what they recommend. Your base Space Wolves in the Fang, and then you build up from there. Add rust and stuff like that. Clayton Tate, if Jabba was a big slug, he probably has both. You think so? I don't know. Do slugs have nuts? I don't know. Dr. Santos, wait, what? Gray Death Angel. Sure, you can paint your wolves in baby wolf blue, or if you so desire, you can paint them hot pink with purple polka dots. It's your army. Do it the way you want. And I agree. Do it the way you want. Paint your Space Wolves any which damn way you want. And you know what? To confront some people, I would paint them in hot pink. Why not? Evan Flow at Java. Kenny Next Level Painting has YouTube video on variation of Space Wolf theme that's pretty cool. Not a powder blue VW bug color. Okay. Sir Peanut Butter. Huts can swap genders. Okay. Can they? I didn't know that. Talking about it like it's a real thing. Oh yeah, well, the Huts can swap genders. Dr. Santos, they're both genders at once, cheaters. Yeah, I know, cheaters. Like, what the heck? Clayton Tate, slugs have both male and female parts, and some fight with each other to see who will be male. Less risky than growing the eggs, with strange stabbing darts that impregnate the other slug. The more you know. Awesome. Thank you. Nah, that's not going to give me nightmares. The voice of the Emperor. Do they assume their gender? That's right. Never assume a slug's gender. Exactly. All this time, we thought Jabba was a guy. You know what? We should have never assumed his gender. That's, you know, that's a byproduct of the 80s. Really, you know? We assumed the gender. Pyre, Captain Daniel, my Space Wolves are green. It just works. Green, really. Interesting. Like Dark Angels green? Interesting. Sure. You know, there's nothing that says your army can't be any color you want it to be. You know? I mean, if you want to stay traditional, then paint them like, you know, they show you in the books. But if you don't want to go that route, paint them whatever the hell you want. Hot pink would be cool, though. Hot pink. Jabba's left nut. Should change my name to left nut and lip. Let's do an email. This is from Luna Noctum. Hey, Monkey Man, I've just started watching a show with my husband, and he paints, and I really love your vibe. I thought I'd send in one of my favorite demons, though through out of chaos, he's, being my husband, painted for me. He's working on my army. He's very amazing. And Crumb, who goes to his Space Wolf army. Stay well and despairing, the unused misfit. Very cool. Okay, so is there smaller pictures or nope, there are not. So I will just click on it. There we go. Boom. And so here are the models. This is the what, the changeling guy or something like that. Very, very cool. Let's zoom in a bit. Nice. Got some nice dry brushing going on. Pretty clean. Looks like we're doing some OSL. Very interesting. Yes. It's pretty ambitious, really. You know, in the early phases of your painting lifespan, to really try and tackle OSL. But the thing is, though, and like I often caution people against, you know, doing OSL at the early phases of their painting. But I mean, if you want to give it a go, give it a go. Because really, the earlier you start, you know, mastering it, the better, really. So if you want to start mastering it early on, feel free. Ooh, some Space Wolves. In the blue-gray. Nice. Barrels, drill the barrels. That's just a nitpicky thing. Don't worry about it. Like the base, nice and snowy, nice and clean. I like them. Like the highlights on the cloak. Fur. Very cool. The axe head looks real cool. Like that nice little blue vibe going on there. Very, very cool. Very nice. Oh, that's it. That was it. Oh, 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 oh. Thank you for sending that in, Luna. Awesome stuff. Please send more. And yeah, and I mean, you know, if you're tackling the OSL early on, it looks like you're dry brushing it, you know, which can give kind of a chalky appearance, which sometimes can work, but usually, you know, it did end up looking like dry brushing, especially if you're dry brushing a few layers, and especially if you're dry brushing on top of not a smooth paint job, it can become very chalky. And whereas you're probably better off doing that sort of technique, glazing and building the colors up slowly with glazing. If you're not used to glazing, you can give it a try. But again, that's why I kind of recommend that a lot of people just kind of hold off on, you know, doing OSL type stuff you know, I know you wanted to have those really kind of kick-ass kind of looks, but unfortunately, sometimes, you know, we get discouraged when it doesn't come out the way we want first time. So, you know, be mindful of that. Where are we? We're still on left nuts, really? Jeez. Okay, we're doing another email then, since you guys can't get back off topic. This is from Bleep Bloop. Hello, Monkey Lord. Just a work in progress of my Eisenhower model. Not being able to get lots done due to exams coming around. Lots of highlighting to do, but something to fill your mailbox. Regards, Bleep Bloop. And he forgot to send a pic, so he sent a pic. And here we go. And boom. And very cool. Tough model. Lots of little details on this guy, so you got to be really mindful of, you know, of where you're putting colors. But he looks pretty darn good. I like to work on the face. Has he got white sideburns? That's cool. Doing a little leather cross hatching for that texture. Very cool. Like the little glowy bit. Very nice. Thank you, Bleep Bloop, for sending that in. Awesome stuff. Keep going. Keep working. Oh, of course, keep studying as well. Yeah. Man, where am I here? Oh, Ramsey's got to go. See you, monkeys. Take care. Later, dude. Later. What time are we at? Holy man, we've only got 7 minutes left of the show. Oh my god. And of course, the chat's been quiet because we're not talking about left nuts, so nobody wants to talk anymore. That's what it is. Is that what it is? Because we can't talk about the left nuts, we're not talking anymore. That seems really childish to me. Let's do another email. This one is from Zach. Oh, hail, Monkey Lord, who watches over the monkeys with a careful painted eye. I've attached a few pictures. One I received from Acid Drop Heroines in February. Kinesia the Slayer. A very cool model from Acolyte Miniatures. I'd highly recommend the models in Acid Drop to anyone. Feedback is always appreciated. Cheers, Zach. And so now Zach sends the pictures. There we go. And look at that. That's really cool. Zach, your painting is really coming along. It's nice and neat. I like you got varying tones and metals and stuff like that. I like how you've taken care of like the straps and just the really small, minute details. I like that you painted her eyes and her lips. It's very, very cool. As I mentioned earlier, with fairly uniform highlighting, I think I'd like to see a little bit more gradients. I think up on the hip, you know, you get a little bit brighter. Then it gets a little deeper here, and then it gets a little bit brighter on the ends. Kind of thing, you know? Same with the hair. The hair is the same thing. A little bit brighter on the top, a little bit mid-tones, and then a little bit brighter on the ends. But really nice work on the face and the flesh. Really, really cool. And this is from Acid Drop. I did a little spot for them a couple months ago. And I think it's a very interesting service. Hope they do well. Very cool. Thank you, Zach, for sending that in. Awesome stuff. Where the hell am I? There we go. Okay. So, wow, still nobody talking. Jeez, is the stream still going? Or everybody's just deep in thought, I guess. Okay. Well, everything seems to be running just fine. So everybody's playing possum right now, I guess. Full Metal Hoggies. I'm sure the monkeys are still listening, Chris. Just busy trying to come up with some non-nut related comments. I know, once you hit a certain path, it's like, and then everybody's kind of like, everybody's lost, and, you know, anyway. Okay, we're doing another email. This is from Ben Ellis. Hello, Mikey Lord. This is a work in progress. I've been trying to convert an Imperial Knight that I was given that was a little damaged, as mentioned a few weeks ago. I still have quite a bit left to do, but here is the progress so far. I think I have managed to kill a few dry brushes with this one too. Now to finish off and try and paint some runes, but how is something to figure out, I guess. Kind regards, Ben. P.S. The back of the chain sword is from Logan Grimnar on the Storm Rider set, and the Hellfrost cannon is from multiple bits from my old flyer. And so let's have a peek at his work. Holy cool. Look at that. That's cool. That's that Logan Grimnar set, I think. Little set, little flyer. That's a really cool idea, though. I like that. And Ben Ellis, you may recall, Ben has been doing like his robots in Space Wolf scheme. He's currently working on a Space Wolf head for... Oh, wow, this looks really good. Very, very nice. I like it. That's very cool. I like the rich gold on the back part. And the wolf head and everything. Looks really good. It's nice and warm. Here's a big cannon bit. That's really cool. It's just made up of all sorts of stuff, isn't it? Yeah, that's really cool. So here's his knight. The big discombobulator gun and chain fist. I really like. A very interesting scheme to do on the Imperial Knights, to do them all Space Wolfy. But I guess because you also have that Warlord Titan coming in, it's going to be a very impressive looking force when it's done. The cannons, though, everything works really well. Now, isn't there a wolf head for this kit too? And I think wolf shoulder pads or something. I thought I've seen that somewhere. Oops. But anyway, thank you, Ben, for sending that in. That's awesome stuff. Thank you, thank you. And yeah, I really like that. That was really, really cool. Awesome. Tavo, contemplating on duality of slugs and all. Johnny Shop, we still love you. Dark Commission, when the sane ones have left, only the nuts are left. Sir Peanut Butter, the monkey shotgun too many beers. Yeah, I think so. That's what it is. Johnny's Chop Shop, can one shotgun a beer in the bum? I think you could. I don't see why you couldn't. Just kind of pucker up and just get a good seal. We started off talking about beer and rectums, and we're ending in beer and rectums. Jeez Louise. Jim White, nice work, yes. Clayton Tate, I watched a show about a sordid underground scenes in various cities. In Germany, the host had a red wine enema and went from sober to blind drunk in about a minute. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's dangerous. It's dangerous. That was what, a glass of wine? Maybe a whole bottle? I don't know. Either way, your body has to filter what you're consuming. Taking it in suppository form is dangerous. It's unfiltered, man. It's unfiltered. I don't know how we ended up get back here again. Oh, it's 2:01. We're done with the show. We covered a lot of ground today. We covered a lot of ground. We got some painting. We got some painting information out there, as well as some shotgunning of beers and whether slugs are mating habits of slugs. G squared rectum, hardly touched him. And I think we learned something. We might have learned something. I kind of doubt it, but I want to say we learned something. If you're brand new to this hobby, your commission painting service, or you just want help on your color scheme, or you just want help with a particular technique, send your questions to Kris@miniwargaming.com. Of course, you can join me on waythebrush.com, which will have all the links to Discord and Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Facebook's another fun place where you can ask your questions. Of course, Discord's also another great place you can ask your questions as well. I'm on Discord all the time, so you can, I'm always kind of keeping up with what everybody's talking about on Discord. And of course, you can waythebrush.com. You can find T-shirts there, which help the cause, help support the channel, and it also makes you look stylish. Makes you look like a connoisseur of everything that is all good and holy in this universe. And the T-shirt is just another way of saying, I know how to paint, and I listen to people who know how to paint and knowledgeable folks, and so yeah. And of course, everybody who has bought T-shirts, you have to send me pictures of yourselves so I can fill up the monkey shrine with you guys. Because on waythebrush.com, monkey shrine, I want pictures of you guys so I can fill up the shrine with monkeyness, monkeyness, not just monkeys, but monkeys, and this. What else is on waythebrush.com? Is that it? Oh, Patreon. I also want to thank my patrons who support me, and of course, anybody who's considering supporting me. I only ever charge for the show, so it is whatever amount you want to contribute. Thank you. I only ever charge for shows, so like any of the video game shows I do, or I do any kind of painting nights or anything like that. I usually don't charge for those. Just Way the Brush, I'm not charging per video. I'm just charging just for the Way the Brush. That's all. To help support Way the Brush. Let's make Way the Brush the show on wargaming. Let's give it a shot. And so yeah, I always want to thank my patrons. I think that's it. Was that it? That was it. We learned something, didn't we? Full Metal Haggis can run airbrush beer. Yeah, you probably could, but you probably end up breathing a lot of the alcohol in, and I don't know if that's any good. Breathing the alcohol in actually might get you drunk fast too, because the lungs will absorb the alcohol, and then it goes into your bloodstream, right? So it probably is not good. I'm willing to bet it's not good. I don't know. I would not try it. I wouldn't try it. Take care of your brushes. They'll take care of you, and I will see you guys next week. Next week? Yeah, next week. Next week, same time, same channel. Yeah. Right? Take care of your brushes. They'll take care of you. Oh, wrong mouse. Oh, I'm all discombobulated.